Right, so firstly, I know there hasn't been a video in a while. I've been very busy with work. I have done some bits on the car, but I haven't recorded them purely because I don't have anything to hold the phone with, so it's a bit of a nightmare. At the minute, what I'm doing is, as you can see, I've taken out all the dash because my odometer wasn't working; it wasn't going up, so I had to take the clocks out in order to do that. I followed some instructions as how to remove the clocks, but my car wasn't quite exactly the same, so I'm going to quickly show you now. So first thing you're going to want to do is remove the stereo. That's pretty self-explanatory. You remove the stereo, unplug the cables from it, and that just pops out. So when you're coming to remove the dash, you have all the buttons in here and all the blanking plates. I removed the blanking plates because behind this one there's a screw, as you can see. So you have a screw there, two screws there, and a screw there which go into there, there, and there. There's then also a screw in this bottom corner behind the lights, which is in there. A couple of screws in the top above the clocks, and one there just where my dash is cracked. There's a screw there as well. So these panels, these little blanking plates and stuff, they literally just pull out. You pop them out. Same with these switches. So when the switch is in, you literally just pull it, and it's only got to go past these little metal spring clips, top and bottom. So you literally just, I levered them out from the top or from the bottom. They pop out, and then it's just a case of pulling these little plastic clips to one side, and that pulls out nicely. I kept mine in order so I know where they go, so mine go like that, and then I've got blanking plates along the rest. With the heating controls, you literally just, they pull out, so they just pop out like that. So that one pops out, and these two which control the heat and stuff, they literally just pull out as well. They're only held in by these little clips, so they just pull out. And then once you've got all that out, you can then get the main panel itself out. So the main panel just pops off. It's only held on with, again, little clips. Don't you love the simplicity of these cars? So that just pops out of there, and then you can obviously get access to the screws. That bit was quite simple. So then after that, I followed some videos online as to how to remove this. And it's held in with two screws. Sorry for the poor video close. There's a screw here that goes through the clock and a screw there. And then at the bottom of the clocks, a little rubber peg sits in here that holds it in place. The video I saw said don't take these screws out. You just reach your hand behind and do this. But that, unless your hands are like children's size hands, you're never going to get it. So what I did was I undid the top screws, I leant the clocks forward, put my hand behind, and as you can see on here, this is the connector that runs the speedo. So the little metal cog in there that turns the speedo. So what you have to do is, the top one's just purely for gripping, but you have to get the bottom one, you have to squeeze the bottom one as tight as you can and then push it back and it pops off of the clock. Obviously you don't have much movement on this, so you have to move the clocks forward to get it, which is what I found. So yeah, squeeze that, pop that, pull it back, it will come off. It is a bit tight. Because I've got a GTI, I had the vacuum hose as well on the back of mine, so that was connected up to the back. Literally just pull it, it's quite hard on there. I got my nail behind and pulled it down. Sorry about the dirty fingers, I've been doing work on the car, I'll show you in a minute. So yeah, just pop that off. And this is then where I struggled. So these clips, the video I saw that told me how to remove all of this, said that these clips had a little push clip on the top to pull out. As you can see, they don't. These have nothing on them at all. They're just literally pushed in. So what you have to do, what I did was I put the clock back in, rested it in there, and I pushed down as hard as I could and managed to pull these out. So there's one there and one there. But this one needs to be a bit more, but you see there's absolutely no clips on there that holds that in that you can push down to release or anything like that. It is literally just a case of putting it until it comes. So you pop both of them down, tip the clocks out. You want the steering wheel straight. Mine's a bit wonky, so I had to pull it down in order to get them out because I didn't leave my steering wheel straight and my keys were indoors. So I'd say probably just, yeah, try and get your steering wheel straight before you start this. And other than that, it's quite a simple, straightforward job to do to get the clocks out. So once they're out, you can then take the clocks apart, which I'll do the clocks in another video because it's indoors at the minute. I'm waiting for some bulbs to arrive before I put it back together. So what I'll do is I'll do the clocks in another video showing how I removed the clocks, how I took them apart, how I fixed my issue with my odometer. Mine's already fixed, but I'm sure I can show you what was wrong and how I fixed it just to make it a bit easier. What I then did on the car was I've been working on my handbrake. So the car went in for an MOT the other day and failed on a bulb, which was annoying. I should have been able to fix that. And handbrake efficiency, and one of the headlights not being secured in. So I'll show you the headlight in a minute. But the handbrake was the big one. So what I've been doing is I've been adjusting this, and I know this is wonky, but my rear calipers on this aren't very good, so I'm going to have to have some new ones. But I've just about got this to the stage where I can work it. So what I did was I unwound these all the way out, all the way to the end, pushed them forward to make sure that they were clear, with the handbrake all the way down, and that then loosens up the cables on the back. And then I'll get out the passenger side, it's too tight. Hello Sophie. Oh. So once you release them, you will have some slack on this, which is on mine's got disc handbrakes. So you pull this little pin out just like that, and that releases it then. So once you've slackened it off inside with those screws that I showed, you'll have some play on here. So what I did then was just pull this little ball up and over this. So my handbrake adjusters, or actuator, whatever you'd call this, was very seized up. So what I've done is I put loads of WD-40 on it, and I also had to adjust my pistons in there. So the pistons on these are a twist type. So what I did was I took the calipers off, I wound the pistons back a little bit, and then wound them to basically where they were just about fitting over the top of the discs, which hopefully fixed it. I'm going to have to get some new rear calipers for this, I think, because these are a bit crappy. But yeah, so I adjusted that, and then what I did was I put it back together, put this back on, went into the car, pulled the handbrake up 2 clicks, and then kept doing those screws up until I could just about turn the wheels. So then when you put it up to 3 clicks, the wheels don't really move at all. But part of the problem is, you can see this one here, so you can see this is, it's quite high still. There's still quite a lot of travel between there and there, if you get what I mean. Whereas on this side, you can see that there's not much travel on there. That is a lot further down. So for some reason on this side, you have to twist that a lot more to get it to engage. I've tried adjusting the piston, and it doesn't. I can't get it to be the same. If I adjust the piston up any more, the wheel doesn't spin. So I think there's a problem with this caliper. So that's why I'm probably going to have to replace the calipers, I think. But yeah, so that's the handbrake adjusted. So with no handbrake on, it moves freely. Just go in here. 1, 2, 3. And then you cannot move it, so that's good. And then the other thing I've been doing is, so picked up a couple more grills the other day. So that's my original grill. This is one I picked up. I just got them cheap, so I might fit this one because I think the red's slightly nicer on this one, and mine's a bit faded. But my car failed because there's these little adjusters that like that basically set where the headlight sits. I had mine here. These little plastic ends were snapped. So even when this was secured in, the headlight was moving around like this because it wasn't securely sealed on there. So what I've done is I've taken these inside. They just undo by There's a crosshead in that one, another crosshead in the bottom one, and this top one is like a unthreaded version, like this. So you can see there's an unthreaded one there. So that holds that in place, and these top and bottom ones adjust where the headlight aims. So I've taken them indoors, I've ordered some new ones, and basically these little clips here, as you can see, if you just twist them, they come out, so they sort of go in and twist around 90 degrees like that, and they hold themselves in, and you adjust these in and out to get your headlight aim where you want it to be. So that's what I've been doing, as well as obviously I've changed the bulb. Whilst I was there, and also linked to my clock issues, very dirty engine, but I discovered that my temp gauge wasn't working. The reason being, there was a temp gauge or a water temperature sensor here that, as you see the water's coming out, is supposed to be connected to this red and yellow cable. Someone's cut these back at some stage, so it doesn't actually reach now, so I'm going to have to extend it. So I ordered a new sensor, and I have to extend the cable in somehow. And also the oil temperature sensor, which should be connected to this green and black one, was snapped. The head of it was snapped off entirely. So they just unscrew out, I think they're on 10 mil, and then you can put new ones in. So what I'm going to have to do is, because the green one seems to be okay, my plan is to fit the new oil temp sensor, attach that, extend this yellow and red cable so that I can reach it up there to the water temp, and then I'm hoping that will solve, because I had no water temperature on mine at all. And the fact that both of them weren't plugged in could explain part of the rough running, because the car doesn't know what the temperature is as far as I'm aware. But we'll see. I mean, if I just get the gauge working, I'll be much happier. The car generally runs pretty well anyway. So yeah, that's where we are. And then the bumpers are clean. I also picked up another couple of bumpers actually. I'll show you. So I've got two more small bumper GTI bumpers, front and rear. That's a non-GTI rear screen, which I don't need, but it came as part of the deal. And a new small bumper lower balance for the front. And I picked up a set of these. So these are BBS alloy wheels. I've just test fitted on this side. They need some refurbishment, but they're period correct. They come with these genuine metal BBS caps. They just slide on like that. I think they look nice. So I've got a red car, obviously, needs rubbing down, but I don't know if I should do these all in silver like they are now, or maybe do a silver lip down to sort of where this little line is, and then do the middle gold. Gold and red I quite like, but I don't know. If you think that'll work, put something in the comments, and hopefully we can decide. Silver is the easy option, but I think gold might look nicer. Then I've obviously got to paint these white bits because these are pretty running. Get some of the badges maybe. So that's where it is. As I said, I'll do another video later for the clocks and how I've fixed my non-working odometer, and then I've also got another video I can do where I've bought a rubber wheel to remove all of this sticky trim where it's been left on. So you see this bit here is where I've had a go at it with the rubber wheel, so maybe I'll do a video of that as well. But if there's anything you want to know, put it in the comments. Otherwise, that's the update for now, and yeah, keep watching. I'm still learning with Golfs. This is my first GTI. It's my first Golf actually in general. So I'm still learning how they work. So hopefully we'll get this one nice and running. I mean, I drove it to MOT, it was quite nice. The guys at the MOT station said it was very clean. So that's pretty good. And hopefully we can get it ready to go soon. The interior is nearly done. I just need to do the headliner. So thank you very much. Leave any comments if there's anything you want to know, or if I've done anything wrong, leave a comment, and then we'll hopefully get this back on the road soon.